Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Adrianne, and we're going to take a very soft approach to our practice today, almost taking us into a place of surrendering, letting go, releasing, and we're going to start lying down on our backs. So make yourself comfortable on your backs, but if you have a strap and maybe a block or 2 blocks handy, have those by the side of you for the practice today. So just coming to a reclined pose, lying down on your back as comfortable as you wish to, and you can take a reclined butterfly where the soles of the feet come together and the knees just come out to the side. Maybe you just like to lie in Savasana, but whatever works for you today. This is your practice. And as you come to your mat, that sacred place where we come to just let go and not think of anything else that's going on around us, forgetting the past, forgetting the future, drawing into that present moment. Take a few nice deep breaths here in through the nose and exhale nice and steady and slowly through the mouth. Sigh it out. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Last time, deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth. And then just returning back to a steady, even breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. And using that inhale to travel all the way around the body. And the exhale to let go even further. Releasing tension and tightness. Surrender. Surrender to the postures. The difficult ones reflect life's struggles, the sweet ones our joy. Surrender to the outcome of your actions. They are not in your control. Each day, each practice, just do your best. Surrender to the actions of the universe, the marvel of nature, the things you never saw coming. Surrender to your present difficulties, the pain and the losses, especially to the things you tried so hard to control but couldn't. Surrender to the definition of yourself, your judgments. They are just your way of limiting who you are. Have a deep, unwavering trust that right now you are where you are meant to be. Feel the universe working beautiful magic through you. Maybe you wish to draw into an intention or a dedication for your practice today. And then whatever you pose you chose to take for your recline, just coming out of the pose and just drawing the knees in towards the chest. Nice and lightly, no forcing, just allow the legs to be heavy. Maybe the hands come above the knees or onto the shins. And then take that deep inhale and that deep exhale once more as you just let the spine release underneath you. And then gently, just keeping the right knee in towards the chest. The left leg can go along the mat either with the sole of the foot on the floor or lengthen the leg all the way along. And you can relax that leg, or you can make it dynamic by drawing in the toes up towards the sky into a dorsiflex. And if you've got that strap or belt handy, you might wish to use that because we're coming into a reclined leg stretch. So sometimes it's quite helpful to just make a little loop into the strap so you can place that over the sole of the foot and then just lengthen the foot up towards the sky. You can always keep a nice soft bend into the back of the knee if you suffer with hyperextension. Just be careful not to lock into the knee. And then relaxing the elbow down to the mat. And take a few nice deep breaths here as you just accept and surrender to the pose. Tune into your breath, tune into your body awareness, knowing what's going on for you, what comes up, your reactions and your response. Thinking about those toes coming back over the top of your head, away from the top of your mat. You don't have to go too deep, just warming up. And then nice and slowly, taking the left hand onto the hip, left hand onto left hip, right leg goes out to the side. So again, you can always take a bend into the knee. And supporting the strap with the elbow down onto the mat. Let that leg feel heavy, relax into the buttocks, but ground through the left side of your body. As we start to open up through the hip, notice what goes on within your own pelvic area, the back, the inner groin, the inner thighs. Deep exhale as you let that leg become even heavier. And then nice and gently, inhale, lift the leg up through the trees. And then exhale, change to the left hand. We're going to take it over to the opposite side of the mat. Maybe that leg comes down onto a block or to the mat. You can always take a bend into the knee and release the foot. And open up through the chest here. So the right arm goes out to the side with the palms face up. And you've almost rolled onto your left hip. And again, find comfort in the pose. Effortless, no forcing. And then just engage the core. Inhale, bring the leg back into center. And release the strap. Bend the heel in towards the buttock once more, knee in towards the chest. We're going to take a half happy baby. So taking hold of the foot or using the strap, you can take the leg out to the side. Again, think softness, less effort, more productivity. And then gently release the heel and take the legs out into Savasana. just sway out into the hips and the pelvis and the lower back. So left knee comes into chest, right leg goes along the mat, and then using that strap or belt once more, placing that loop over the sole of the foot, taking the leg up towards the sky, and exhale. And just notice, as we've come into the other side, just notice any differences that may come up for you. Working with any challenge, and maybe this is your good side, so enjoy and smile to yourself. Let the leg be heavy, taking softness into the knee if you really suffer with tight hamstrings. Relaxing into the spine and the hips and the pelvis. And gently taking the right hand to the right hip, let that left leg go out to the left side of the mat. Holding onto the strap should you need to support, relax into the buttock. What happens when we lift the buttock up, the leg is a bit more raised. You can always take a bend into the knee. So it's about making the poses comfortable enough for you to stay and hold and find that stillness. Gently inhale, use the core, bring the leg back in, change the hands. Right hand comes to the belt or strap, and then you roll over onto the right hip, and that left leg comes across the body. The left arm comes out to the side at shoulder height, and you open up through the chest. You've got a twist going on into the torso. You've got some work going on into the hips, the IT band, the inner thigh, the groin. There's a lot going on in the pose, but find comfort and surrender as you exhale. Nice and slowly inhale, use the core, roll back into the center, and bending into the knee, taking the strap away. If you come into that happy baby, so taking hold of the foot, the calf, or the thigh, and then drawing that knee down to the outer edge of your mat and the outside of your rib cage. Deep exhale as you surrender into half happy baby, and give yourself a little smile here. It's always nice to be lying down on our backs, just working with functional movement, improving flexibility, softness within the joints, mobility. And then gently release the heel to the buttocks, send the leg all the way along the mat into Savasana, and just wiggle out through the hips. Gently bring the right leg in, left leg in, placing the soles of the feet down onto the mat, lengthening and flattening off through the spine and letting the hips drop. Hands come out to the side of the body, palms face down. We're coming into some pelvic tilts, so just make sure that you're comfortable here. As you tilt the pubic bone up towards the sky, it's a gentle curl into the belly, and then as you exhale, you roll down. So lifting the pubic bone up towards the sky, and each time getting a little bit higher. And you're rolling up through into the middle back. Notice what happens with the feet, the knees, and the spine. And rolling down, bringing the hands a little closer in towards the hips, pressing the palms in. Maybe the feet come in to touch the fingertips. We're going all the way up into a bridge pose. Maybe roll onto the backs of the shoulders, keeping the neck nicely in line with the spine, not turning the head left or right. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Keeping the knees nice and strong. And gently roll down each and every vertebrae all the way to the mat. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out as you come into reclined child's pose. And then taking the knees out to the sides, just start gently mobilizing into the hip joints. So you can do a few rotations, but you're just guiding the knees out to the sides. And then circle the other way. And coming into a full happy baby this time. So taking the knees wide, letting the legs be heavy, and then taking the feet up to the sky, maybe holding onto the feet, the calves, or the thighs. Rock and roll. Just through the spine, and then find stillness as you come back into center. Lengthen through the entire spine all the way to the base of the skull and the base of the spine, lengthening the tailbone along the mat away from you. Nice deep exhale as you release any tightness or gripping or tension into the hips. Couple more breaths. And then gently lifting the head and the shoulders off of the mat. We're going to draw the heels in towards the buttocks and in towards one another. You can use the strap here to loop over your feet, or maybe you are able to interlace the fingers. And then again, just roll from side to side here. Find some comfort. Be careful of your knees. And you draw the heels in towards the buttocks. Relax the shoulders. And then nice and gently release the hands as you release the head back to the mat. And then you gently, keeping the feet connected, release down to the mat and come into that reclined butterfly. Just finding a place of comfort here for a number of breaths. And then taking the hands to the thighs, lifting the legs in towards one another. Realign through the hips, the pelvis and the spine once more, and draw the knees in as you circle and roll and massage. Placing the soles of the feet down, hip width apart, just dropping the knees over to the right and the left, almost like windscreen wiping with the knees. Letting the legs be heavy to each side, relaxing into the hips, gentle twist into the torso. And bring back into center. And then roll over to one side. And just press yourself up. And come into a really nice and soft tabletop here. So the wrists might be a little bit forward of the shoulders. Elbows might be bent, knees a little bit wider than hip width. And you're gently just relaxing here as you sway into the hips. Maybe introduce some circles here so you can circle the hips forward and back a few times. We're going to take a wide leg child's pose, so taking the knees to the outer edge of your mat, toes come together, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale, belly, chest, head come down to the mat. And just feeling that length into the spine, releasing each and every vertebrae, creating even more space in the spine. Relax the hips and the buttocks, let them be heavy back to the heels. And as the forehead is now connected to your mat, to the earth, just draw back into that intention of surrender. And then nice and slowly, inhale, come into that relaxed tabletop once more. Relaxed cat and cow. Dropping the belly, opening up through the chest. Nothing is forced, it's all soft. Exhale, curl into cat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, curl. Couple more times. Your pace, your rhythm, your breath. And then last time, just curl up into that cat. Press away from the mat, broaden across the shoulders, draw the abdomen back. Find some deep breaths. And then bring neutral and tucking the toes. We're coming into a relaxed downward facing dog. Feet are a little bit wider. Hands are a little bit wider. Knees are nicely bent. That was my ankle. And then just pedal out nice and gently, dropping a knee lightly down towards the mat as you lengthen through each leg. And then when you're ready, you can take your downward facing dog again. Softness, surrender into the pose. Relax the head and the neck. And then gently looking forward, walking the feet towards the hands at the front of the mat. Take the feet about hip width apart. And if you've got that block handy, you can bring that in front of you. We're just coming into a supported standing forward fold. So maybe making a little tower with the blocks. And it's okay if you don't have the blocks, but you're just going to rest the head down onto the blocks. Let the body hang. Maybe let go of the arms here. Let gravity take the body further. And if you wish to, you can then take away those blocks and let the body go into that full forward fold. And then gently heel toe the feet out to the wider parts of your mat. Turn the heels forward, toes go towards the back of the mat. Come into, again, a relaxed malasana. Just give yourself a little bit of movement into the garland pose, drawing the hands in towards the heart. Lengthen through the spine, reaching the sit bones between the heels. Relaxing into the shoulders and rising through the crown of the head. And then slowly release the hands, lift the hips, heel toe the feet into hip width or together into parallel. Exhale, fold the body over. Then just bring the hands into the shins and into the thighs. You come up into a nice flat back, draw the shoulders back down. And then press into the thighs to bring you up to standing and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. So just relaxing the arms down the side of the body, fingertips reaching away, and feel grounded through the soles of the feet here. So we're going to come into very, very soft sun salutations. And again, just think of the body being really nice and pliable, malleable, that it's just moving without effort. Bring the hands into the heart. Nice bend into the knees and into the ankles. You inhale into the upward salute. Bring the hands to the third eye and support the head and the neck as you fold on the exhale. Right leg steps back behind you. Nice low lunge, keeping the hands down, opening through the chest. Step it back into that relaxed downward facing dog once more. Knees down. And then just slide the hands forward. Come into that heart pose. Relax the chest. And then gently come forward onto the belly. Inhale, hands out to the sides into a low seal. Relax as you ripple through the spine. Press back through tabletop. And then lift the hips. So different connecting vinyasa. Right leg steps between the hands, release into that low lunge once more. Again, just think softness. Exhale to the front, hands to shins, to thighs, flat back. Bring you up to standing, hands into the heart. Second side, inhale. And thumbs to third eye, support the head and the neck as you fold, exhale. Bend the knees, left leg steps back, sink into the hips, open through the chest. Place the palms, step it back into that nice relaxed downward dog, relax the head and the neck. Lower the knees for the connecting vinyasa, slide the hands out into the heart pose, hips are high above the knees. Come on to the forearms and lower the belly down. Hands come to the outer edges of the mat for baby seal. Ripple through the spine. Exhale as you lower. Place the palms. Take it back through tabletop. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Nice bent legs. Soft downward dog. Left leg comes forward. Relax into the lunge. Step it forward to fold, exhale, relax the head and the neck, hands to shins, to thighs, flat back, raise up. We're going to do those once more, right and left. So the breath is inhale, and the breath is exhale. The breath is inhale to lunge, the breath is exhale to down dog. The breath is inhale to tabletop. Exhale, heart pose. Inhale onto the forearms. Exhale as you lower to the mat. Inhale, baby seal, ripple through the spine. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, press back to tabletop. Exhale into downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward on the inhale. Exhale as you step forward into fold. Hands to the knees, shins, thighs, wherever you need to. Bring yourself up to standing on the inhale. Exhale into the ground. Inhale, last time. Exhale, thumbs to third eye. Just melt. Left leg steps back on that breath in. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, heart pose. Inhale, forearms and lower. Inhale, baby seal. Exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left comes forward. Exhale to the front, into the fold. Inhale, hands to knees and thighs as you roll up. And just take a moment into Tadasana. And just coming into a little soft flow. You might wish to add a bit of dynamic into this. So hands into the heart. Inhale, upward salute. Might have warmed up the body a bit more now. Exhale. Thumbs to third eye as you fold. Bend into the knees. Step back with the right. Step back with the left. Take the knees down to the mat if you need to, or stay into that high plank. Press away through the heels. Keep the hips nice and in line with the spine. Lower the knees to the mat. Exhale into heart pose. Inhale, come onto the forearms. You might wish to tuck the toes, press back through the heels. Exhale as you lower. Hands come out to the side. Come into seal. Exhale as you lower and press back through tabletop, lifting the hips into down dog. Couple of breaths here. Again, you can soften or you can make it a little bit more dynamic for yourself. Your choice. It's always your choice. So, looking forward, right leg just comes between the hands. We're going to step it into warrior one. Plant the back foot. Find the stability and the balance in the pose. The arms raise. Bend into the front knee. Ground through the back foot. Maybe the gaze goes to the fingers. Hold for a few breaths. Nice and slowly bring the gaze forward, transition into the front leg as we raise the left leg up in front of us, hugging through the chest. Think about the shoulders in line with hips, in line with ankles. And then taking that leg back into a quadriceps stretch, trying to get the knees nicely in line, not arching through the rib cage or the lower back. Nice strength into your spine. And then coming into a very, very soft dancer. So placing the hand on the inside of the foot, press the foot into the hand, and then that hand comes forward at shoulder height. Reach the fingers away, and the leg does not have to go too high here. This is a very, very soft Natarajasana dancer. We're not going into the full pose. We're still finding that wonderful balance and control. With control, bend into the front knee, step it back, arms raise into warrior one. And then stretch the arms all the way over the thigh, keeping that back foot grounded. Relax the head by the side of the knee. And then inhale as you lengthen through the spine, nice flat back. Exhale, belly comes on the inside of that thigh. Inhale as you lengthen. And then exhale as you place the palms, turn on the back toe, send the leg back, downward facing dog, your choice, soft or dynamic. Lower down, connecting vinyasa, knees, heart pose, forearms, lower, seal, lower, tabletop, down dog. Couple of breaths. Doing great. Left leg steps forward between the hands. Plant the back foot. Find the stability before raising the body and raising the arms. Don't rush to come into the pose. Ground through both feet equally. Weight is equally distributed. Maybe the gaze goes to the fingertips. Thumbs are reaching back behind you. Fingertips reaching up towards the sky. Bend a little deeper into the front knee. A few deep breaths. Slowly bend into the front knee deeper as you transition, bringing that right leg forward and then just hugging the knee in towards the chest. This is exactly what we did in our reclined pose before we extended that leg up to the sky. And then take that leg back behind you into that quadricep stretch. Maybe you take both hands, that's okay. Try to get those knees nicely in line with one another. Everything is perfect alignment for your body. Turning the hand on the inside of the foot if that's comfortable for the shoulder. Press the foot into the hand. Raise that left arm up in front of you at shoulder height. Reach the fingers away. Not going too deep. Draw the abdomen in. Protect the lower back. Find the balance. Doing great. Give yourself a smile. And find that drishti. Gently bend into the front knee as you release that back leg behind you into that warrior one. Exhale, reach long, stretch. Hands come down, body comes on the inside of that front leg. Inhale, lift the head, the neck, the chest. Nice flat back as you reach away. Exhale, fold. Inhale. And exhale. Place the palms. Step it back. Turn on the back toe into downward facing dog. Lower the knees. Think about the breath as an inhale. Exhale. Heart pose. Inhale. Come onto the forearms. Exhale, lower to the mat, hands come out to the side of the mat, up onto the fingertips, seal, ground through the hips and the pubic bone. Exhale, release, place the palms by the shoulders, tuck the toes, send the hips back to tabletop, and then lift the hips into downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. Come down to child's pose whenever you are ready. And choosing your child's pose, maybe that's wide leg or the knees are together. The hands might be back behind you towards the hips. And then gently roll up through the spine. Bringing yourself up into that tabletop position once more. Coming into a pigeon pose. So bringing the right knee to the right wrist. Exhale as you lengthen that leg back behind you. Just find comfort in the pigeon. If it's too deep for you, you can always take a seated pigeon, which is sitting down with one leg crossed over the other. And then you can always use a block underneath that back buttock. And fold for a few deep breaths. And then gently bring yourself up. Just a gentle little press when you come up to seated. Go easy into the lower back and just rock onto the back buttock, and then coming into a wide leg forward bend. Again, making it dynamic or soft for yourself by coming into that dorsiflex, drawing the toes up towards the sky. Inhale, the arms raise, and exhale, reach long with the fingertips, nice flat back. Come to that point of resistance where it's going to start to pull anywhere into the inner thighs and the groin for you. Then bring the hands down, keeping the spine nice and straight here. So just showing you from the side. I haven't got wide enough here, but we've reached out, we've brought the hands down, we're not curling, we're lengthening. So the crown of the head reaches away, and you might go deeper with each breath. So taking it at your own level, your own pace. We're all different when we come to our mats. Every person is an individual, every body is unique. And then gently walk the hands back towards the body. We're going to go to the other side. So that means the opposite knee bends towards that right wrist. And you come into that opposite side of pigeon. And then fold over the leg. A little bit of mandala work as we go around the mat. Sinking the hips, letting go, surrender. Sleeping pigeon. Gently walk the hands back towards the body. Again, a light little press into the mat, sinking the hips even deeper. And then again, just rolling and opening into that wide leg forward bend once more. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, flat back, fold from the hips, reach the hands towards me. And then when you feel that point of resistance coming into discomfort, just lower the hands down towards the mat, keeping the spine nice and straight. Shoulders are relaxed, head in line with back. Couple more breaths. Surrender, let go, release everything. Slowly walk the hands back towards the center and then lift the knees and the legs in towards one another and give yourself a big hug. Well done, guys. It's deep work into those wide leg forward bends for a lot of people. So if you struggle in that pose, just go easy and practice and practice and practice more. So swinging the legs around in front of you for just a little more of seated work into a little flow. Inhale, arms raise. And then exhale, reach long. This is coming into our forward fold. Maybe you use a strap, maybe you take hold of the toes, the shins, or the mat. Let the head be heavy here. Take a few moments of quiet in this pose. It's very calming. Allows the mind to settle. Gently as you roll up through the spine, we're going to draw the right leg in towards the thigh for head to knee. Relax into this leg. Inhale and exhale. Turn the body towards that front thigh. Chest comes over the leg. Head comes down towards the knee. head to knee pose, Janushirasana. Slowly roll up through the spine, take the hand back behind you, lift up through the hips, coming up onto the front knee, and reach that arm back behind you as you just extend and lengthen everything. Hips, legs, arms, spine. Bring it back into center. Lift the knee and drop it over to the opposite side for a twist. Hand comes back behind us. You might wish to just hug the knee here, that's okay. Or maybe the elbow goes over the knee, sitting nice and tall, maybe closing the eyes or taking a mudra. And gently bring yourself back into center. Release the leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, once more, forward fold. Let the body release. When we come into a pose a second time around, you might notice some differences. Work with those. Let the body feel heavy. Relax the head and the neck. Give yourself a little wiggle room underneath the buttocks. Get all that flesh out of the way so you have further to go. And then gently roll up through the spine, drawing the left foot into the right thigh. Relax into that knee. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, fold from the hips. Give yourself some space to work with and relax the head down towards the knee. Gently unroll through the spine. We're going to go up onto the knee, pressing through the hips. The left hand comes back behind us and the right hand goes in towards the sky. Big stretch as you reach out and then bring it back to the mat, lifting that thigh and crossing it over, coming into your half spinal twist again, getting the belly out of the way of the thigh, either hugging the knee or taking the hands and placing into a mudra. Nice and slowly, bring yourself back into center. Release the legs, draw the knees in, give yourself that big hug. Deep exhale. And then take the hands back behind you as you just windscreen wiper the knees out to the sides. And then I'm going to come into our frog pose. So if you are on a hard surface, or maybe you've got issues with your knees, you might wish to double up the mat on the sides where the knees go. So the knees come wide. And taking the feet out to the side, think about getting a 90-degree bend into the knees here. If that's really uncomfortable for you, bring the feet together back behind you, almost like a wide leg child's pose. And then bring the body down as you let the hips open and release to the earth. Just find some comfort, some joy and happiness from the pose as we've worked up towards this throughout our entire practice today. With each exhale, let go a little bit further. And to come out of the pose, just rock yourself forward, bring the feet together, and then rock yourself back, supporting the body weight with the hands, and gently lift the knees in towards one another, and take a kneeling pose. As you just process that frog pose, lengthening through the spine. And then taking yourself to the back of the mat, take a child's pose. Maybe that's a wide leg child's pose. Just done quite a bit of work into those hips, so you might wish to just find a place of comfort by resting the head on a block or onto fists. And sliding yourself all the way along the mat, releasing the hips, the belly, and the torso to the mat. Bring the big toes to touch as you just sway out into the lower back, and the head comes to the back of the wrists. And as we start to slow down our practice, we're just going to take half frogs here. And we're going to just draw that right knee out to the side. So you've got a 90-degree bend into the hip, not too far forward. And a 90-degree bend into the ankle and also the knee. So 90, 90, and 90. Let the body fold down. Gently bring the leg back, and again just sway out into the hips. Left leg comes out to the side. And just drop the hips in towards the earth. And then slowly slide that leg back and just sway out, relax. And we're going to come onto our backs to finish up. So if you want to make yourself a little bit warmer, maybe put some socks, a blanket or a hoodie on, anything like that. We're just going to roll over onto our backs where we are. And just finding that flatness once more in the spine. Gently drawing the knees in towards the chest. Nice deep exhale. And taking the legs straight up to the sky. If you wish to, you can introduce the arms into that dead bug pose. Relax the shoulders down the mat. Close the eyes and just reach the toes and the fingers away. Feel heavy through the body connected towards the earth. And then just gently rotate through the ankles. Had a bit of standing work today, obviously, in those balances. And through the wrists. And drawing the knees in towards the chest. Roll and massage out. And if there's something that you need to do right now, go ahead, do that. Or just make your way into your Shavasana. And your Shavasana is your Shavasana, so you can find whatever pose is comfortable to you, but it helps to have the feet a little bit wider than when they're together because that's very restrictive. So try to take the feet a little bit wider and allow the ankles to relax. Arms can come out to the side, maybe with the palms up, or depending on your shoulders, you might prefer them to face down, and that's entirely your choice. And just roll the head from side to side, nice and gently to ease any tension into the neck and the throat. And then bring center and find stillness as you breathe out. Allow your mind to be clear of any thoughts other than being right here, right now, the present moment, on your mat, with your body and your breath. So if your mind is wandering, just come back to your breath and how the body feels, what experiences and sensations are coming up. And gently bring some movement back into the hands, the head, the feet. Give yourself a big stretch if that feels good for you. And then drawing the knees in towards the chest. Nice deep exhale as you just roll out in child's pose. And then taking your time, roll over to one side, press yourself up and bring yourself into that comfortable seat to close our practice together. And bring the hands into the heart, sitting nice and tall, grounding to the earth, rising through the crown of the head. And just draw back into any intention or dedication that you set at the beginning of the practice for yourself. And give thanks and gratitude to you for showing up, for practicing today, to your body, your breath, and your energy. And I thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.